Hello and welcome to another IRL video from me, RetroSteve, in real life, and this one's a quick visit to Frost's Garden Centre in Woburn Sands near Milton Keynes to see their Christmas model village display. We come here every year to pick up a little something for the model train that we have under our Christmas tree, so I'll be showing that off in detail at the end of the video, but first we'll take a look at some of Frost's more interesting Christmas products from the Garden Centre, and of course their super impressive Christmas model village that's set up in the shop. At this time of year, the Garden Centre has Christmas-related items and goodies all over the shop, mixed in with the general stuff that would normally be for sale all year round, which is nothing unusual for a garden centre, but as you venture further into the premises, you'll come across what I like to describe as their winter wonderland, where the whole area is dedicated to Christmas decorations, novelties, toys and models, which you can see now as we venture into that area. As I walked around, I stopped to get a closer look at a few of the more interesting Christmas oddities before eventually reaching the model village area, which if I'm honest will be the main event of this video, so there's that to look forward to. I love the look of these light up shelf decorations, and they're not too expensive, at around £10 to £15 each, but I don't love them enough to want to take one home. Across from those on the same aisle, these blinking frosty snowy owl and Santa figures caught my eye. They're super cute with their electronic LED animated eyes, and it's something I've not really seen before, and as you can see they're about 20 quid each. I also have quite a liking for these swirly snow globe style water spinner models you can get. I've been eyeing these up for a few years now, but I've never quite taken the plunge, although that large Santa greenhouse one with the Christmas tree inside for 30 quid almost had me reaching for my wallet this year. This super cute Singalong Santa is another I've been tempted by for a couple of years, but the price always puts me off. It's usually 80 quid but currently reduced to 50, which is still a bit on the tasty side. However, if you're willing to scope to that, you'll get a brilliant centrepiece with potentially years of enjoyment. This includes 12 double-sided pieces of sheet music that I think use RFID chips to trigger 24 different musical performances from Santa at the piano, and there's a bit of animatronic movement to bring him to life as well. They have quite a large selection of baubles, all organised and categorised into themed collections, and I've included some footage here of just a few examples, just the ones I found personally most interesting. Those tinkly ringing bells you can hear drew me over in curiosity, as I couldn't tell where they were coming from initially. It turned out to be this awesome set of Santa's marching band musical ornaments. The little characters sit on the branches of your tree, and they're all coordinated to ring their bells in time with each other, playing a range of different Christmas tunes. I'd have loved to have taken one home, but it was a bit pricey for my budget. From memory, I think this was about 50 quid. The Climbing Santa was another I quite like the look of, and this one came in two sizes for different budgets. The larger is the one you can see on screen here, and the other is about half that size. I love the idea of popping one of these up in our house somewhere, but the plan was to focus the budget on our Christmas train display, so I tore myself away from the Climbing Santa for a closer look at these musical novelty jukeboxes. These, mercifully, have a volume control, and the push buttons trigger different Christmas songs. It's a great little novelty, but it's just that, I think, a novelty which would probably get very tiresome very quickly. And as you can hear, my little demonstration was interrupted by a choir that spontaneously burst into song just behind me, so we might as well go and have a look and a listen to see what's going on. And there it is. This demonstration piece isn't something that's for sale, but you can walk up to it and push the big blue button to set off this trio of singing penguins, looking very cute in their collars and bow ties. We'll leave those guys to their merry song now and move through the archway towards the model village display, which is what we really came here for today, although on the way I had to stop and look at the advent calendars. Now I know chocolate calendars are super exciting and all that, but I have to get myself one of those flat advent calendars every year with the pictures under each door. For me, this is where the nostalgia is, as I had calendars like this when I was very young, before chocolate ones became more common, and even now as an adult I love to anticipate what the picture will be each day and have a little guessing game with my wife every morning before opening the doors. This year I went for the one with the snowman next to the big Christmas tree, and right now as I'm putting this video together I'm at door number 11, so we might as well share the experience and have a guess at what it's going to be. I'm going to go for a robin today, so let's have a look-see as I try to awkwardly film while opening door number 11 with one hand. And it's a badger in the snow wearing a Christmas scarf, because of course it is, why wouldn't it be? So on now to the main event, the Christmas Model Village. In essence, this is a display put together by the shop staff to demonstrate the models that they have for sale in the Lemax range. I've seen displays like this in other garden centres that sell these models, but none quite as elaborate as the one they do here in Woburn Sands, so I'm guessing they must have staff members who are particularly talented at this sort of thing. The display consists of a variety of static and electronically animated models, all set up on a crafted base made up of the sort of items you'd build yourself and add to a model train set display. There's a clear perspex barrier all around the outside to prevent little hands from reaching the display models, but for any children or big kids if they're feeling that way inclined, there's a crawl space underneath leading to a dome near the middle where you can observe the display from inside. I've included some footage from different angles taken from above the perspex and from lower down through the perspex, as I wasn't sure which angle would come out best on screen, so hopefully you'll be able to get a feel for what it's like walking around and looking closely at all the fine detail from different angles. Obviously nothing beats being there and seeing it in the flesh, and it's great that you can go along and spend as much time as you like admiring the Christmassy magic without even having to spend a single penny, although the idea for them is that you'll be enamoured with the display so much that you want to go and spend a load of money on making your own version at home. And I will admit it kind of worked on us, only we've spread the spending out over a number of years, adding one small piece to our display each year, spending amounts ranging from under a tenner through to about 50 quid depending on which piece we decided to go for. This year's edition was that 3-pack of ice skate models up there on the shelf, which was £18, and I planned at that point to add a frozen skate pond to the display at home, so you'll get to see how that turned out in a few moments. Before leaving, we stopped off for a spot of lunch in the garden centre restaurant, so here's the obligatory what we had for lunch footage. So I went for the beef burger and chips. I think they had some fancy name for it, but I can't remember what it was. Yeah. And Lainey went for?
I went for a jacket. Well, baked potato with beans and cheese, which seems to be hiding.
Delicious. And 2 pots of tea, because why not? And back at home now, here's what we did with those ice skate models. You can see the skate rentals booth there just in the centre of the shot, with a roofed bench facing out from the corner where a couple are putting on their ice skates. And the third model from the pack is that elderly couple on the bench just next to the post box. The pond is literally some thin card cut out from a Weetabix box, covered in tin foil and shaded blue with a Sharpie marker, with some snowflakes sprinkled around the edge to blend it into the scenery. The whole display is based around the Hornby Santa Express train track, which is fixed to the green base that the Christmas tree stands on, and over the years we've added little details here and there, with the biggest item being the East Junction train station, which lights up inside, and we paid about 50 quid for that a couple of years ago. The train tunnels are made from cardboard and wrapped in Christmas paper, and those are lit up inside using LED strip lights connected to a 9-volt power adapter. It's quite a nice setup with the power, as we've got the tree lights, tunnel lights and the power for the train all running off one main strip with a remote control that turns the whole thing on and off with the press of a button. The lights inside the East Junction station building are still running off of a battery box though, so next year I plan to convert that as well, so the whole lot will then be powered without the need for any batteries. The train itself is controlled from the basic Hornby controller that comes with the Santa Express train set, so you can adjust the speed and direction of the locomotive, and that's something our grandkids have great fun playing with when they come to visit at Christmas time. And that of course is why I built this. It's for the kids really, isn't it? And you'll never catch me playing with it like a big kid excited about Christmas. Oh no, that's just not like me at all. Yeah. So thank you for joining us for this little slice of our Christmas this year, and in the immortal words of Paul McCartney, we hope you're simply having a wonderful Christmas time with friends and family, and without the need to spend too much money. And I'll see you at some point in the new year with another Retro Steve in real life video, as and when I have something that I think might be worth sharing in an IRL video.